Like, what do you think consent is gonna be like in 50 years?
That's a good question.
I don't know, bro. Like nowadays, bro, we live in dangerous times. I won't even smell pussy by accident. You know what I'm saying? If I walk in an elevator and like, you know what I'm saying, there's a woman in there who may have questionable hygiene practices, and I happen to smell a whiff of the pussy, I'm like, oh, madam, I apologize. I don't think you consented to me taking a whiff of this very, 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 very smell pussy that you have on you. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to get in those kinds of troubles.
Yeah.
Not me, son. That's not how I'm going out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Or you're like, oh, tuna fish? Or just...
like tuna for lunch?
Yeah.
No. But like the smell of musky pussy is very recognizable. You know what I mean? You can't. It's you know what I'm saying. When people say like it smells like tuna. I'm like, I don't know what kind of tuna.
But
I don't know what kind of tuna you're eating, bro.
To just acknowledge
you know what I'm
it.
saying? You know what I mean? Like pussy, like stink pussy does not smell like fish. It's a different odor. It's,
but you get what I'm saying. Like, look, the security camera. You say that.
Yeah, dude. No,
like Jim from The
I
Office.
gotta look at him like, madam. I just wanted to ask if you consent for me smelling whatever that nuclear meltdown going on in your panties is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to ask permission. I have to ask permission, dude. You can't get caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if I'm gonna have sex with a girl, like yo, I need 2 blood samples and 3 DNA samples and 16 signatures. I got a release form this big. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're gonna have to. What we ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I have Mr. Rabinowitz on the phone here. He would like to. He just wants to walk you through something before I get in there. You know what I'm saying? Do you mind having a chat with him? It's a small call, 35 minutes max.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But think about like how by the time you need that, would you be able to afford it? Like just like the starting time you need that?
You know what you cannot afford is 15 to life. You cannot afford that.
But I don't think so many people I think people who aren't celebrities, it's harder for them to get accused.
What do you mean, bro?
Because
what do you mean? Let me tell you something.
Here's why.
This happened to me personally.
No. Listen. Because it's harder for victims to coordinate.
What the fuck?
If they're not
bro, let me tell you something. The issue is not even like the issue is not even getting convicted. Is having to go through the ordeal.
That's a pretty big problem,
bro. Let me tell you, like this. This happened to me personally. Okay, like I used to have this ex-girlfriend. It's true. Like I've talked about it on other people's shows before. Like I had an ex-girlfriend who so we broke up, but we had this thing where we were kind of like, you know, still fucking around. You know what I mean? So like she moved out of town. Her family owned like resorts in Jamaica and stuff like that. This is a white girl too.
Is that still slavery then?
I listen, brother. Let me tell you something. Whatever the fuck that was, I would have picked her cotton, no problem. Other than her putting me through what the fuck she put me through. So she would go back. She was back and forth between Toronto and Jamaica. And whenever she came in town. Like even when I was seeing somebody back then, not now, babe. But like we'll still fuck around, right?
Yeah. I feel good that you said that now.
Yeah, no, I had to make sure that you know, you do the proper disclosures.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be sleeping on the couch, there, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so sleep on the couch.
So it got to a point though, like it was one of those relationships where we could only sustain each other for no more than like 6 hours at a time, or we would remember why we broke up. You know what I'm saying? The sex was insane because we hated each other deep down. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I ended up meeting this other girl, and I kind of wanted to make things work. So I don't want to fuck around anymore, right? So she comes to Toronto, and she's like, "Yo, she calls me," and like I had told her, I was like, "Yo, listen, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I started seeing somebody new." Okay, no problem. And then she calls me. She's like, "Yo, do you know where I can get some weed?" Right? I'm like, you know what? I know how this goes. I don't want to get into all that. No, I don't. Right? Because I know it was just an excuse to like start a conversation, and then it was gonna end up being a clusterfuck of other things. Right? So me and my boy end up going to the club that night, and then on the way back to my house, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm like 2 bottles of Hennessy deep. Right? I end up remembering that I don't have any weed at home. I'm like, fuck. So I call her to ask her if she ended up finding any and who she called, because my guy was not in town that time.
Yeah.
She's like,
you have to have a few, bro. Come on.
Huh?
You have to have a few.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Like I said, no. Listen, my barber, my dentist, my weed man, those people deserve my unadulterated, you know what I'm saying, loyalty. Oh, yeah, I'm a girl.
A backup. A backup then.
Yeah, you gotta have a, no, but now the government sells weed. This was back, this was years ago, right?
Still, back then too, I assume.
Yeah, you know, I don't like to have a circle of criminals around me. I would just rather have one guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I end up calling her. She's like, yeah, come through. You know what? I found some. So I get there. God, so, you know, we start talking, we're drinking. Obviously, I'm not going to pop up and be like, yo, hand me the matas and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Obviously, you know, you got to hang out and spend time, da-da-da. So we start doing the whole reminiscing thing. Oh, remember when we did this and when we did that and da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, right? So one thing leads to another. She's like, oh, my shoulder hurts. She's like, okay, you remember your back massages? So I massage your shoulders and shit. And then I started feeling bad. I'm like, you know what the fuck am I doing, man? I don't want to do this right now. So I tell him, like, listen, I met somebody, like, you know, I don't think I want to do this. Like, you know, I know where this is leading, da-da-da. So she's drunk, I'm drunk. She starts arguing. Oh, who the fuck do you think you are? Da-da-da-da-da. Like, you know, so you met somebody. So, you know, when I had a boyfriend last time and I was here, you know what I'm saying? You didn't seem to care when I was with somebody, blah, blah, blah. So now it's going back to that toxic fucking. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. So I leave. Right? Bro. 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
My dad calls me. He's like, yo, the cops are here looking for you. What? He's like, yeah, the cops are here looking for you. There is a warrant for your arrest for a sexual assault charge. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I put two and two together. I realized it's this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that was the weekend of my birthday, my 29th birthday. So I'm like, okay, I know it's this bitch. There's no way she's going to be able to prove any of this anyway. I just have to go through the fucking motions. But my birthday's coming up. I knew if I turn myself in, they will have to arrest me. And then when they arrest me, I have to go to court and da-da-da. I'm like, yo, my birthday's this weekend. I'm going to go out. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll turn myself in on Monday and then we'll fucking figure this out, right? So I end up calling a friend of mine. Like, so I was having a dinner that night with a bunch of my friends and some coworkers and stuff like that, right? So I end up calling a friend that we had in common. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm having this dinner, this and this and this and that. Are you coming? What I didn't realize is she was with that bitch that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she ends up telling us, like, hey, Rob just called. He's having this dinner thing. You want to go? She's like, oh, okay. Where is he? Oh, it's here, and da-da-da. Bro, she ends up calling the cops, right? Telling them when my dinner is happening. And I got arrested at the dinner table on my birthday with my girlfriend there and a bunch of my friends and coworkers on my 29th fucking birthday, bro.
I guess,
damn, bro. So, no, dude. So this gets crazy. So
it's a good way to get out of paying the check. That's
fuck, dude. You really you think so? Like, you think that was my issue?
It's a good excuse.
My girlfriend still had to pay for the food that I even left on, like my lamb chops. I did. Oh God, when I remember the lamb chops, that's what's so upsetting. Bitch, I got $80 in lamb chops that I didn't even get to
$80.
Bro, it was nice. It was a fucking it was this Italian restaurant on Young and Eglinton.
That's a little much though.
Bro, listen, my fiscal responsibility is mine to deal with. But either ways, so obviously, like, so now it's on the weekend. So that means, like, so it's on a Friday night. No court. There's no court on Saturday. So that means I had to wait until Monday, right? Until Monday, to be able to fucking go to court. But the matter of fact is, it took me 3 years of, like, because, you know, to give your disclosures and all this type of thing, of back and forth to court, for them to eventually drop the case, to say, like, oh, yeah, there is no evidence that this happened. But I still had to go through 3 years of lawyers and days off work and all this kind of shit and bail conditions for them to eventually drop the case. Because there was no evidence, because eventually they did it back, like, yeah, this shit never happened. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the point that I was trying to make is even when you're not a celebrity, like, an accusation like that can ruin your fucking life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, fuck, man. So, to tell me that Cosby's lawyers did not, you know what I'm saying, did not know that this guy had a non-prosecution agreement, go fuck yourself.
I guess you still lost money after the lawyers.
Of course, bro. You know how much money I lost, and I can't sue this bitch because she owns nothing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
If only you had the chance to pay that bill.
Oh,
Maybe it would have all been different.
Maybe. Who the fuck knows?